Hi, in this video, we will see wrapper classes in Java. So Java provides type wrappers, which are classes that encapsulate a primitive type within an object. Okay. So for each and every primitive data type, you have a wrapper class. A wrapper class wraps or encloses around a data type and gives it an object appearance. Okay. So each and every primitive type will convert it into this reference type, and you'll have an object appearance for that. Whatever the data type is required as an object, this object can be used. Wrapper classes include methods to unwrap the object and give back the data type. Okay. So simply it will become class type. So if you take this table, this type, this way you have primitive type. This side you have wrapper class. So this side integer. For integer you have one wrapper class called integer. For long you have long. Short you have short. Double you have double. Float float. Byte byte. Char character. Boolean boolean. For each and every primitive type, respective wrapper class is available. Okay. Uses of wrapper classes. When two methods wants to refer to the same instance of primitive type, then pass wrapper class as method argument. Generics in Java works only with object and does not support primitive types. And collections in Java deal with only objects. To store a primitive type in one of these classes, you need to wrap the primitive type in a class. When you want to refer null from data type, you need an object. Primitives cannot have null as value. So these are all uses, but at this point of time may not understand, but going forward you can relate all these things while we going forward and write some programming. Okay. So primitive type to wrapper class, how you can do that? There are two ways to converting a primitive type into an object of corresponding wrapper class. The first one is using constructor. So what do you mean by constructor? That we don't know till now. Constructor is a kind of method. Okay, we have seen main method, right? This is kind of method, but a special method they'll call. So, but we'll, in our upcoming videos, we will see what is constructor, but using constructor, and that is not recommended. Okay. And using static factory method, such as value of method. Okay. So if you take an example using constructor, you see integer, you will create an object. Okay. Reference is equals to new. Again, this class, and this is called constructor integer with brackets, right? Class name, after class name, you have these brackets. So it becomes constructor. Okay. In the constructor, you are passing some integer value. So this 25, I'm assigning to this int object. This is called reference. Okay. So this way it is deprecated. You will get the output, but it will say it is deprecated. If you write the same code in Eclipse or IntelliJ, you can see this strikeout. But if you write the same thing in text editor, you may not see that. Okay? Using static factory method. So same thing can be represented using integer int object is equal integer dot value of 25. Then this 25 is assigned to this int object. Then you can print, or you want to do whatever you want to do, you can do. Okay. But this is preferred way using static factory method. So here the value of method returns an instance representing the specified int value. So it will give you the int value. Okay. So wrapper class to primitive type. Now I want to do it reverse. Okay. So converting from wrapper to primitive is very simple. We can use the corresponding methods to get the primitive type. For example, int value, double value, short value. Okay. If it is a class, reference type class means class will have some methods. So these are all methods. Integer dot, this value of is a method inside this integer. In the same way, integer int obj is equals integer dot value of 25. Now I want to convert this. Int I equals to something. I have given primitive value, but int I is equals int obj dot int value. So then it will convert into integer, and it will assign to this primitive value. Okay. So we'll take an example and see. So from JDK5, Java added two important features called autoboxing and auto unboxing. Okay, what do you mean by autoboxing? Autoboxing is the automatic conversion of the primitive types into their corresponding object wrapper classes. Okay, integer means primitive to wrapper class. For example, converting an int to an integer and a char to character is autoboxing. We can simply pass or assign a primitive type to an argument of reference accepting wrapper class object. Okay. So if you take this example, you may not understand. Okay, below, so I have taken one. This is called an array, integer array. You need to pass something like this. How you will make sure that integer array, you need to pass integer new array list. When you loop through this one, what I'm doing, int I is equals to 1, I less than 10, I plus plus. Means here I'm taking one value, means integer value. So I'm adding I to this list. So I'm passing normal int, but it is converting into this integer and it is adding to this list. Okay. Below, both lines are same as Java turns the first line code to second line code automatically. Actually, what we need to do, integer dot value of I, but I'm giving simply I. So this will automatically convert from int to integer class, wrapper class. Okay, that is called autoboxing. So auto unboxing. Auto unboxing happens when the conversion happens from wrapper class to its corresponding primitive type. Means we can pass or assign a wrapper class object to an argument or reference accepting primitive type. Okay. So here, capital integer means I is type of wrapper class that I'm assigning to this sum. What is this sum? Is normal int. So I'm doing a reverse. Even then also it is accepting auto unboxing integer to int. Okay. So before this, we'll go to Visual Studio Code. We'll try to write one program. Wrapper classes dot Java. Okay. So we'll take some examples and see. Public class, wrapper classes, public static void main, string aux. So inside this, first what we'll do, primitive to wrapper. Okay, primitive to wrapper will do. So for that, what we need to do, integer int object, something like that. This is instance of that, reference of that class. New is an object, keyword. With the help of new, you will create an object. Okay. So new integer, in the brackets, you need to mention some value. Okay. Now I'll try to print this int obj. Okay. So we'll see what will happen. Java, .java. You see that I got the output 10, but one warning. What it is saying, removal integer of int in integer has been deprecated and marked for removal. So going forward, they will completely remove. They'll not even accept to write something like this. But now they are saying this is deprecated. Don't use something like that. So they are giving, instead of error, one warning. Okay. Then how we can write this one? So we have seen the second way, right? What is that? Is equals to integer dot value of 10. Okay. This is the suggested way. Okay. Now, if you run the same program, you'll get the output, but no errors. You see, no warnings, no errors. Simply 10. So this is the preferred way. Okay. Now, this is not only integer, you can do for double d is equals to double dot, same methods, value of, I can say 20.123, something like that. And control, sorry, I'll do it again. I'll copy paste. So D. Okay. I'll save this program and I'll run this. You see that same output. So this is applicable for this. Primitive to wrapper is applicable for all primitive types, not only integer. Just for the sake of demonstration, I took integer. Okay. Now we'll see wrapper to primitive. Okay. How it will happen? Int val is equals anything. Int value is equals to int object dot. I'm taking the same this one. Int object dot int value. Okay. Int object dot int value. Now if I try to print this one, here I need to mention value. Okay. You will get the same output. Again 10. You see that 10. You can do with the help of dot int value, you can convert into integer. With the value of, you can convert this integer to integer wrapper class. Okay, this is primitive to wrapper, wrapper to primitive. Now we'll see so autoboxing. Okay. So I can take byte b is equals to, right. We have said what we have said, we need to put something like this, right? But with the help of autoboxing, you can directly store the value. Okay. Short s is equals to, I'll put some value 10. Integer I is equals to, I can put 100 or 1, 2, 3, something like that. No errors, nothing you will get. Okay. What we have written previously, integer dot value of 1, 2, 3 we have written. But with the autoboxing facility, we can directly, how we have given int I is equal to 1, 2, 3, at the same integer I is equals to 1, 2, 3. Okay. Long L is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 L. Okay. And float. So these are all wrapper classes should start with capital letter. Okay. It is in such a way they created and same naming conventions. Float f is equals to 12.345 f. Okay. Double, I can say, I have taken already d. Double d1 is equals to 12.34567, something like that. And character, instead of character c is equals to, I can put some character value. And then you have boolean, bool is equals to true. So this is how you can use. No need to mention the same way. This way is no need. Okay. Now this is called autoboxing. If you want to check whether it is working fine or not. Okay. System dot out dot println. I'll print f value. Okay. If this is not possible, I need to get an error rate, but we'll see. You see that 12.345, right? 12.345. So it's working, right? So auto unboxing we will see. Okay. So if I is equals to 1 to 3. Okay, if condition. So here I am comparing these two values, left side into right side. This I is referring what? Integer wrapper class. Okay, this is integer wrapper class I representing. But this 1 to 3 is what? Normal integer. So this 1 to 3 is equals to 1 to 3. This I what I mentioned 1 to 3 only. So 1 to 3 is equals to 1 to 3. But internally what I am comparing here, integer is equals to int. Something like that I have written. Okay. Even then also, whether it will work or not, we will see. We'll try to execute and see. So system.out.println. Yes, this is an integer. Okay. I'm just typing something like this. The reason is the I is representing integer class. This 1 to 3 normal int. So I'm comparing both integer is equal to int. Means auto unboxing. This is converting into this one by default automatically. So if it is correct, then it will go inside this and it will print this one. If it is not correct, it will not print this. So we'll verify. If it is printing means working fine. You see that? Yes, this is an integer. So working fine, auto unboxing also. Okay. This is what wrapper classes in Java. Okay. So if you see the possible interview questions, what is wrapper class in Java? What is the use of wrapper class? What is autoboxing? What is auto unboxing? Okay. The wrapper class are all available for all primitive types or any restriction. Okay. So these type of questions you may face. Okay. That's all in this video. Thank you.